Our guest is an expert pertaining to green restoration, and he has an NGO, an international organization, is really taking care of the environment, specifically green restoration. So I would ask you, Reno, what is Better Globe? How many countries does Better Globe have affiliations with?
Well, we started in Norway to start a company from there. So because I'm a Norwegian, so that was naturally. But then again, I've been working in Africa for more than 25 years and built schools there since 1991. So we started to get the idea of eradicating poverty in Africa, because that's the biggest and the poorest continent. So we thought we could do the best impact there. And we are working only in East Africa, due to the fact that that's the most stable area in Africa. It's quite democratic. I'm talking about Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and the areas in the East African countries. And also we had to look into, since my advocacy in environment is tree planting. That means we have to find a place where there is land enough to plant trees. For example, in the Philippines here, you don't have 10 million hectares, which I need to plant my advocacy for the rest of my life. So we have looked into which countries are likely to give us that kind of land deals. And we have a very good relationship with the government in Kenya and Uganda. And we're going to get the same in Tanzania when we get there in a couple of years. And we have so far more than 100,000 hectares of land in Kenya, which we are now planting. And as soon as we finish that, we will get more, up to 10 million in 5 countries in East Africa. And the way we are doing it is that we have to, you see, I'm not a big believer in charity as such, because I've seen too much of it squandered away, and it's lost in the process. So I believe it must be based on business principles. So we had to find a way to make business first for the people and for us in order to sustain our living, and that the environment should be a sustainable environment. That's why we plant trees. That's long term, and it's also profitable in long term.
To talk a little bit about Sosoma, what you saw there of the land possibility.
All right, I was very excited about Sosoma. I was dreaming actually when I saw the place. It has a lot of potential. So what I put in my mind is that I am not going to stop convincing people to invest some money to this one, because there's a lot of things that a person can possibly do. For every tree that they're going to plant in this area, it's going to make a big difference. It's actually going to change the whole Africa. It's not only Africa, but it's going to change the world, because they're not just going to change the environment, but they can actually change also the living, the type of living, especially those people involved in Africa, because they're going to be the people who are going to benefit, because a lot of people are going to have some jobs. A lot of people are going to really benefit on this, because that's a way also to prevent poverty, in Africa. So, when I saw this, it's just like I can actually dream a lot of things already. I could cry if you can't do something about it. That's why when I thought about when I go back to the Philippines, the most important thing is to actually show the coverage of this area, because it's a big piece of land. It looks like being abandoned at this point, but if we can do something about it, my God, it can be heaven. It can be paradise. That's how I actually, envision it. So when I said that this is life, because this is reality actually. It was given to us by God, but we have to do something about it. God has given us the power to do something. And it's only us who can actually possibly do something in order to create something, in order to change it, in order to show the world that we can make this a better one. That's why we call it a better globe, for a better future. Actually, we got the right words for it. So for all the investors, all I can say is, you got all the means. And if you can see this place, and if you can actually visualize what can we do for this, you can possibly change the whole world. You can possibly change the whole earth, and you can possibly change the whole universe for a better globe.